Hello, my friends. You guys just left. So now I'm recording your lesson for Wednesday for language arts. So you are going to need your animal adaptations book that you just brought home. And in your blue folder, you should also find this lovely, lovely spelling packet. So there's the two things you need today. You also need a pencil to underline. I'm using a pen so you can see it a little bit better, and a highlighter in case we come across some of those awesome vocabulary words. So, we ready to go? Yesterday and the day before, we read Animals in Disguise. So today we're going to read the next story. It's called Animals Tools for Survival. Pretty cool. So, let's get that up here. There we go. It's on page 6. So friends, if you look in that Animal Adaptations book, I need you to turn to page 6. I'm going to zoom in so we can read it nice and big together. Here we go. You can follow along on my screen or in your book, but I do need you to know when to underline. So here we go. Animals, tools for survival. Almost everything about an animal's body is a physical adaptation. Now, I underlined that because it felt like an important key detail. We learned that adaptations, we learned in our Animal Disguises book, story, that animal adaptations are traits that animals are born with that help them to survive. Remember, like the polar bear's fur is white so he can blend in with the snow. Or, well, we're going to learn a lot more about it right now. The Milwaukee Zoo has an animal adaptations lab. On a recent tour there, students learned that webbed feet, sharp claws, whiskers, large beaks, and long nails are adaptations found in many animals. These adaptations help animals survive. The lab doesn't stop there. The free 8-week program, which runs every fall and spring, allows students to do hands-on studies of adaptations for eating, defense, and locomotion. Highlighter, highlighter. Locomotion. On our vocabulary wall, next to locomotion, there's a picture of a cheetah running. Locomotion is like how they move. So next to locomotion, now that we've highlighted our vocabulary word, I'm going to write moving. Locomotion. Here's what a recent group discovered. All right, here's the first section, guys. I see a heading there. I see a heading. I see an illustration with a caption. That's always helpful. All right, webbed feet. Ducks and polar bears are born with webbed feet. They have skin or webbing stretched between their toes. You know, we can take our toes and spread them out. Then between their toes, there's actually like skin attached. Crazy, right? We're going to underline that because that tells me what webbing is. They have skin or webbing stretched between their toes. I'm also going to underline ducks and polar bears because that tells me the two animals that are born with webbed feet. This webbing allows the feet to paddle the body through water with ease. It helps animals save energy too. Oh, so there's a reason for those webbed feet. So take your hand like this and imagine that there's like skin in between there connecting it, right? So it's webbed. So it will kind of look like a spider web. And then imagine you're swimming in a pool, right? And you take that hand and there's all the skin in between. It helps them be able to swim a little bit better, to paddle through the water. Cool. All right, friends, other side. Webbed feet help different animals in different ways. Polar bears use webbed feet to swim faster. Underline, underline. So polar bears use them to swim faster. Flying frogs use webbed feet to glide through the air. Cool. So for frogs, they're webbed. Do you see the webbing right here? I'm going to circle it. That helps them. They don't go through the water. They're using it to fly through the air. Pretty cool. A flying frog. I don't know what I would do if I looked up and saw a flying frog. All right, friends, I'm not going to read the captions today. I'm going to allow you to read the captions on your own. I'm just going to read the main story under each heading. Okay, sharp claws. That's the next one. A claw is a body part at the end of an animal's toe. Wow. Not fingers. Interesting. A claw is a body part at the end of an animal's toe. That feels important to me. Let's underline. A claw is a body part at the end of an animal's toe. Claws are different from nails. Check out your nails. Claws have sharp points. Claws have many uses. Like webbed feet, they help animals move faster. They help animals move faster. There we go. I'm also going to underline sharp points. They help them move faster. Unlike webbed feet, they also help animals climb and hang in trees. Very cool. You can see a cheetah there and a three-toed sloth hanging from the tree. Remember, I'll let you guys read the captions. But it's hanging from the tree with those sharp, sharp claws are what helps them to stay up. All right, next one. We're on to whiskers. Whiskers are long, thick hairs. Feels important? To me, that gives me a definition of what whiskers are. They are very sensitive because they are attached to nerves in the skin. The whiskers detect movement in the air or water. This triggers the nerves to send alert signals to the brain. Whiskers can help animals move around or navigate. They can also help animals detect danger or locate prey. Wow, there's a lot going on there, guys. We're going to highlight some details. I also see that I have a vocabulary word in there. So let's highlight some important details in this paragraph. So I already have the definition of whiskers, right? I think we're going to underline the fact that whiskers detect movement in air or water. Now I see this word twice, but highlighter, it is a vocabulary word, detect. I also see it down here too, detect. What do you think detect means? To detect movement in air or water. That's like how it's used on the bottom. This triggers the nerves to send alert signals to the brain. Whiskers can help animals move around or navigate. They can also help animals detect danger or locate prey. Let's underline that as well. So detect is kind of like to find out, right? So it detects, it kind of like senses and finds out if there's any movement. Or it also can detect danger, right? It can find out if something's going to be dangerous. It can detect it. All right, moving on down. Sea lions, a fox. I'll let you guys do your captions. You're reading to yourself. Great job. Next one is large beaks. A beak is the hard outer part of the bird's mouth. A bird's mouth. Let's underline that. Oh, that tells me that's my definition. Some birds, such as herons and pelicans, use their large beaks to catch fish. It's pretty smart. Catch fish. Others, such as macaws and toucans, use them to reach hard to get food. Reach hard to get food. So what are the two ways that it says that large beaks are used? Two adaptations or traits that they were born with, having a large beak. How does that help them with survival? I see this one, catching fish. And I see this way, reaching hard to get food, right? If they didn't have those long beaks, look at this macaw needs it to open nuts and fruit. If it didn't have that, it probably wouldn't be able to eat what it needed to survive. All right, kiddos, last page. Long tails. A long tail helps some animals keep their bodies balanced. It can also help them steer. Oh, very important. A long tail helps them keep their bodies balanced. And it can also help them steer, right? Steering. Imagine you're like driving a steering wheel of a car. That tail is what is steering them. Okay, guys, I'm pretty sure Miss Carlotti's in the window. Miss Carlotti's in the window saying hello. And I tried to give her my sign that I was recording. Say hi to Miss Carlotti. She's banging on the door. All right, guys, moving on. All right. Other animals use their long tails like an extra hand to grab onto things. Okay, so it's like a steering wheel, and then it's also like an extra hand to grab onto things. So, like an extra hand to grab, right? That's cool. Look at that. Look at the little monkey, you guys. Oh my goodness. The monkey's using their tail to swing in trees. The monkey's using their tail to grab on to the branch so they can swing. Very cool. On land, in water, or high up in trees, each animal's adapted body part helps it survive. So if you look on the bottom, my friends, there is a really cool chart that helps us take all the information that we just read about, and it allows us to have it all in one place where we can see the body part, which animal has that body part, and its function, right? Meaning like how it uses that body part to help it. So let's check it out. Webbed feet. I've got a duck, polar bear, and a flying frog. All have webbed feet. Duck uses it for swimming. Polar bear uses it for swimming. And a flying frog uses it to glide through the air. Let's check out the next one. Claws. We saw a cheetah and a three-toed sloth. They use those claws for running, hunting, climbing, or hanging. The next one was whiskers. A sea lion had whiskers, and this came from those illustrations with those captions that I'm letting you guys check out on your own. That's where this information all came from. So a sea lion senses danger in the water, finding prey. A Patagonian fox uses whiskers for hunting at night. Ooh la la. Those whiskers are going to detect movement or detect danger. A large beak. I'm looking at all these birds. A heron, a pelican, a macaw, a toucan. They use those large beaks to spear fish, scoop fish, crack nuts and fruit, and reaching and tossing for fruit. That's cool. All right, guys, last one is a long tail. This body part, a long tail that you can find on a monkey or a squirrel. The long tail is for climbing and swinging on trees, keeping balance and leaping. Pretty awesome. All right, guys. So now that we have completed our story for today, the next thing that you need to do is you need to watch your vocabulary about subject-verb agreement. Ooh la la. And then you need to complete these 2 pages today. So regular verbs and verb tenses and subject-verb agreement. This is the one that the vocabulary is on, so that should give you a little more understanding. I will give you an example for number 1. When I was young, I blank. I crawl, crawled, or will crawl. Remember we talked about past, present, and future? The past means that it's already happened. Already happened. The present means it's happening right now. Right? The future means that it's happening later. So if you look at your verb tenses paper on this first side, we're deciding if this is something that happened in the past, in the present, or in the future. Now, number 1 starts off with when I was young. If this was when you were young, was that in the past, the present, or the future? Past, right? So we need to choose the past verb tense for this. When I was young, I crawl. Crawl, some of you would do right now in the present, right? I crawled. That sounds to me like it's in the past. Or I will crawl. That would be the future. So The answer would be crawled because it would be a past tense verb. That happened in the past. When I was young, way back when, I crawled. Okay, kiddos, so you are going to finish numbers 1 through 6 on here. If you need some help or if there's any you need to skip, you can leave it blank and I will help you in class tomorrow if we have some extra time. The next page, subject verb agreement, like I said, watch the vocabulary first, and then all you have to do is choose the right word to fit in the sentence. All right, kiddos, woohoo! You have mastered language arts today. If you finish this, finish both sides of the page, watch your vocabulary, you're done with language arts. All right, great job, kiddos. Keep up the good work.